Hello, so in this video I will be showing you another conversion problem, except this problem requires a few more steps because we're not only converting from micrometers to meters, we're also converting it from days to minutes. And we're still going to use the unit prefixes table along with a few extra steps in order to find meters per minute. So like I said in my previous video, we should start with a plan to make sure that we are properly converting each factor to where we want it to be at the end. So in this plan, I start with micrometers because that's our initial, and then we convert micrometers to meters. And since we have meters at the end, we stop here, and then that's when we convert from days to hours to minutes to find the denominator, because we can't just convert directly from days to minutes. You need to convert days to hours and to minutes. Okay, so we're going to start with our initial unit, which is 70.0 micrometers per day, and you always write the units that you want at the end to make sure that as you're crossing out units, you end up with meters per minute. So we are first going to do the conversion factors from micrometers to meters. So since we got to cancel out micrometers would go to the bottom and meters would go to the top. Next, we would do the conversion factors for days. So this is already crossed out. And then we have meters over day now. So day needs to be in the numerator because they have to cancel. And then we would convert that to hours. We have hours right here. Next, we would convert hours to minutes. So since hours is at the denominator here, let me just cross these out first. So hours is at the denominator here, so hours would be at the numerator in order for it to cross out. And since we need minutes to be at the denominator, minutes would be at the denominator. Now we have meters over minutes, and all we have to do is just plug in our values based from the unit prefixes chart and what we know on how many hours are in a day and how many minutes are in an hour. So we look to the unit prefixes chart for micro, and micro is 10 to the negative 6. And micrometers is smaller than meters due to the prefix micro being 10 to the negative 6, which is a very small number. But remember, when we're putting in the scientific notations within the conversions, the exponents are always positive. And the bigger unit, in this case, it's meters. It would have a 1. And micro, the prefix, is 10 to the negative 6, but the exponent is always positive. So for the next two conversions, you don't really need to do any unit prefixes within these two because we already know how many hours are in one day and how many minutes are in 1 hour. So we just plug that in there. So in 1 day, there are 24 hours, and in 1 hour is 60 minutes. So after you input in all those values within your calculator like so, you would get an answer of 4.861 times 10 to the negative 8 meters per minute. However, don't forget about your significant figures. We have originally started with 3 significant figures here, so we have to end in 3 significant figures here. Now, to properly round this answer to 3 significant figures, which would be 4.86, you would have to look for the last number and see if it's greater than 5 or less than 5. In this case, 1 is less than 5, so you do not need to round the 6 up to 7. You would just keep it the same. So it would be 4.86 times 10 to the negative 8 meters per minute. This is how you properly convert by using multi-steps when involving 2 different types of units.